Looking back, I wish I'd been as good an athlete as I thought I was. Because if I had been, there would be an Olympic gold medal hanging somewhere in my home. But there's not. There's a few medals, sure, but nothing even close to the Olympics. Nonetheless, track and cross country taught me a lot. I learned the essence of self-discipline and hard work, as well as the consequences of avoiding them. I learned the importance of training with other people. They challenged me, they encouraged me. And I learned the importance of a coach who believed in me. Without his wisdom and encouragement and toughness, I wouldn't have improved. And even though we were called the track team or the cross-country team on game day, it was me against the world. Sure, my teammates and coach cheered for me, and they encouraged me, but at the end of the race, it was just me. Either won or I lost, and there was no one to point the finger at but me. So train together, prepare together, and then race alone. It was a love-hate deal for me. By the time I met Nancy, my cross-country and track days were over, and she knew of those days only from my stories, which I'm sure were much better than my actual accomplishments. But those years influenced me in several ways, but I never thought they would affect my marriage. First, let's take a look at the positive impact. Marriage is sometimes compared to a marathon. It's a long race. To complete in long-distance running, I learned hard work, I learned self-discipline. Those are two of the essentials that go into an awesome marriage. Marriage is work, period. But just like winning a race, the hard work pays off. My nature is to be selfish and to look out for myself first. It doesn't help to live in a culture that says it's okay to put myself first. It isn't okay. Certainly not if you want a good marriage. Self-discipline helps keep me away from selfishness. I can tell myself no when I need to. I can sacrifice myself for others. In marriage, I have the best teammate possible. Nancy was designed to perfectly complement, challenge, and encourage me. From the day we said I do, we are a team. Scripture tells us that life is better with two. If one falls down, the other can help them up. From Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 10. Looking back, I can't imagine what my life would be without her. Then there's our coach. Neither of us can imagine our lives or marriage without him. God has always been there for us. He gives us his wisdom, his encouragement, his guidance. He has been there through everything. I'm so thankful to have these realities in my marriage. My prayers were answered. Even so, sometimes in the reality of the marriage race, something changes. Maybe it's the stress of life or minor irritations, but I can go from being Nancy's teammate with this amazing coach to operating like a solitary person running against the world. My teammate became my enemy, and I quit listening to my coach. I go from the idea that marriage is a team sport to thinking that I don't need anyone and I can do it all on my own. And for a brief moment, I feel justified in that. Then once again, I realized that's not going to work. It was not designed to be a one-man team. God blessed me with much more than that. Today, I don't do that very often, if at all. And with God's help, I will stay on my team and value it as much as he does. What about you? Do you see your spouse as your marriage teammate? Can you see God as your coach? The bottom line is that marriage is a team sport, and life is better when you're on the team.